Alrighty. There we go. Dragon Warrior Monsters conquered. Uh, hmm. I didn't write down any thoughts for this game because I actually think my thoughts are. I mean, I might go into more depth than I thought I would, but my thoughts are actually pretty one note-ish in the sense of I think this game has. I suppose writing down my thoughts would have helped me frame this in a way that I want, but I think this game is certainly interesting, and I certainly had a lot of fun playing the game, but there's a lot of old gaminess that permeates through every facet of this game, and it creates an environment that I don't necessarily like. I don't like guessing that something is going to work, and then I find out later that it doesn't work, and I have to do more guessing to see if I can fix it, and I might just be making things considerably worse from there. You know, I don't know how to approach that in this kind of situation. I was saying in Krasen's stream that I feel like if I had the strategy guide for this game, I would have enjoyed it way more because I could understand what the mechanics are. I can understand how things are applied. I can understand breeding, and I can actually play the game. Because I feel like you don't necessarily play this game the way it's intended on a first playthrough. You're just kind of stumbling and making whatever monsters you can, and you're hoping they're going to work out, and truthfully, it wasn't working out for me, you know? The only reason it worked out for me is because I was like, you know what? I want to try Transform. I want to see if Transform just works for me. And I tried it on off stream against the boss where like it has all the. I tried it against a boss last night when I was farming off stream, and that's how I learned, like, oh, holy cow, we get 999 HP. And I was like, okay, this can be my way to beat Duran. And so, you know, I was farming and I was failing at it and all this other good stuff. Give me that meat, sucker. That meat, I'll be your pal. You don't need no pals. That's my meat, sucker. So that's kind of where I'm at with this game, actually. I think the breeding mechanics are cool. I like how they approach the breeding. I like that there seems to be a bunch of monsters and a ton of combinations that you can do. It seems like there's all these cool stat growths that you can do and all kinds of monster growth ways. Like, it seems like it has some complexities to it. It's just there's no way to, like, I feel like there's very little to learn of those complexities and then apply that knowledge in a meaningful way. A monster breeding game where you have all the documentation that tells you how to successfully breed monsters and being able to utilize that in ways that you want to get outcomes that you want to, that to me sounds like a lot of fun. You know, just chuck up a spreadsheet, start putting in monster information in there and trying to figure out what I want to do and where I want to go to. That sounds fantastic. And you can't do that in this game, you know? And there's just nothing. You have to guess. And honestly, I kind of guessed pretty pretty good in my opinion. You know, I got myself a white king, which was really cool, and then I got myself a servant, which is like some super monster that turned out to be not so super. But you know, that was pretty cool. You know, it was pretty cool. I never saw a king slime though, or never made a king slime, which was unfortunate. I also think, personally, I'm just gonna say that this game has no story. You get kidnapped, and then you get kidnapped, and the way to save your sister is to start a tournament, and then everything after that, up until the final match, is just blah. You know. I also feel that once you beat A rank, like that's where the Giga struggle begins, and that's where I felt like I was no longer having these cool monsters and making my cool progress along the way. I was, holy cow, I am so far behind and I don't know what to do. And the only thing that I could think of was, I guess I need to grind. And I did that, and was it necessary? I think it was. But I think we did have Transform prior on somebody, so it's possible that we could have beaten this, you know, like 2 or 3 days earlier, but whatever. It's done now. Through the skin of our teeth, man. Just squeaking by. So yeah, I would say overall, I think this game checks a couple of boxes for me. I like the monster breeding aspects of it, but I don't like, I guess, the Game Boy Color limitations to it. And so that definitely hurts my experience a lot. I think the game outside of the monster breeding is very bare bones. The dungeons are not interesting. There's really nothing going on. I think there's too much RNG for me. I think it lends itself a lot to roguelikes, which is not a genre of gaming that I particularly like. I think it's also very Dragon Questy. You know, and you can take that however you want. I would say that I would say that the game is like below average to average for me. As a first entry, I think the game sets itself to a very good platform. And so if I were looking to the future, to Dragon Warrior Monsters 2, I would want to see a lot of improvements. And I don't remember what console it's on, but I do have it on my list. It's also on the Game Boy Color. So that tells me that I'm not going to really get any of my improvements that I want. Honestly, if I were to approach Dragon Warrior Monster games in the future, I would be looking not necessarily at a guide on how to beat the game, but a monster breeding guide, or basically monster combinations, because my whole goal in this game is to create monsters that I think are cool, and you know, then hopefully that creates a functional party. And you know, sometimes that fails, but yeah, I think there's more aspects about this game that I'm not a fan of than I am a fan of, and so that's why I'm not so much on board with it. But I think overall it's a good foundation. It just needs more contractors to be building on top of it, I suppose. You know, to start an analogy or Yeah, that was an hour and 20 minutes. And we knocked this game out. I am pleased. I do want to. This is not going to be the time that I'm going to enter, but I do want to see how much time it says I put into it. So I'm just going to do that. 1953. I think I have like 21 hours spent, and then I spent like an hour and a half or something like that tomorrow. I'll double check the time differences and I'll just add that. But yeah, it's gonna wrap it up for me for today. Thanks for watching, appreciate it. I guess I'll be back tomorrow, or maybe even later on today, depending on how I feel, with another game to be playing. Peace.